So got data video for the week beginning the 12th of June 2023. We can start with the Euro FX versus the USD like we always do and see how they've decreased their contract. They've decreased their exposure to long Euro. They are still net long, but they've reduced, as you can see. So we come from 173 to 158, so quite a substantial decrease of those longs. Dollar is stable and it's going to be doing that. I've got a feeling that it's just going to go sideways for a while and eventually it's going to like creep higher, and we will then eventually we'll get the Euro FX sell, but it's going to take a long while before the two lines cross. Yen dumped last week and it looks like we are breaking that support 102. Yeah, 104. We broke that support, so the next supports are down here at 110, 111. If these break, then it's going to be quite bearish for the yen, I think. And you know that there. Heard a very long on yen. We can see that on our bubbles as well. And show you quickly. So they're very long yen. Yeah, so they've got long exposure, and probably what they're going to do is probably going to add long to try and get them out at a break even, and that's not going to probably work out well for them, but we'll have to wait and see. But they're short Aussie and they're long yen. Okay, so we come back to the COT data. So they heard the dumb money are long yen, and the smart, or the big fish, are dumping it. But we are going to probably want to be testing these supports. If we break these two, it's going to be quite bearish, and then we might be seeing another, BOJ intervention potentially, because they had to intervene on the dollar yen price, didn't they? So just bear in mind, it's weak yen. I think the euro off, but on the Aussie. Aussie is declining, minus 44 to 56, and they're both declining. So nothing really there. There's nothing that we could probably trade. See, AJ long was good last week, because AJ, well, Aussie up, yen down, and now the Aussie is going down. So AJ wouldn't be so convincing a trade this week like it was last week. So probably a bit tricky. And also check Discord as well. Andre has done some analysis on Aussie yen. So looking like we're hitting some resistance on Aussie yen. So be careful there. Take Aussie off. Pound on. Big battle with pound and USD. So they're both just well, it's basically a tug of war. Right, so nothing really to be said there. I've got a feeling that the pound's probably gonna weaken against USD, but we'll have to wait and see. We did break above like the neckline on Head and Shoulders, and so that's quite bullish. But what's going to happen here? I think probably the pound's going to weaken. The euro pound did dump, so maybe there is a little bit of pound strength, in the coming week. Pound CAD on, and CAD spiky. Looks like we were going to go to the zero, but they changed their minds. Minus 29 to 38. So again, CJ not so good, because they're both descending, they're both in decline. So CJ might be a bit tricky. Gold on. So we went from 160 to 175. So this is the level. That's the level of interest, if you remember me saying. Yeah, and then we got this support as well. Around about there. So this was the level that I was eyeing here. It looks like it might have held. So we are strongly positive, and we're more positive than the week prior. We got that support at 160. Yeah, had to test it, didn't it? So possibly a positive week on gold. Don't forget we've got CPI and we've got the Fed as well. And I've got a feeling that the dollar is probably going to weaken, I think, because the CPI is going to come in softer, and so they're probably not going to. The Fed are going to probably more likely going to pause or cut, and if so, the dollar is going to weaken because of that, and gold might do okay. So keep an eye on that support. Might hold, and this might propel higher. I think the Fed's possibly going to probably indicate some cuts, perhaps at the end of the year, perhaps. And Kiwi is probably just sideways. It is, isn't it? Just sideways. Yeah, minus 363 to minus 700, just sideways. And there's likewise with Swiss franc as well. And yeah, just sideways. We are breaking that high. We are breaking those highs, but it looks like we're coming back down in again. 435, 1,314. And just to remember that Kristen's done a summary for us at the very end, and he's done a summary for us. So he's just basically just said, what's happened, they reduced or added, and another thing is this tab here. It's just quite cool. So you see like pound USD. That this is using the non-coms. We look at the net non-coms. Okay, so it's important to note, and you can see some divergence on dollar yen, for example. Okay, so it's good. It's a good tab to visit. Also, kindly not to share this file outside Discord. That'd be very much appreciated. And that's it. So, as for the robot, we will be doing 2-hour intervals going forwards. And then don't forget, we've got a very, very busy week this week. So it's going to be a great test for the robot. And we'll have to see how we go, won't we? And then we'll report back on Friday. We broke even last week, which is quite amazing, to be honest with you, because the losses that we incurred on the Euro Swiss and the Kiwi CAD, it just meant that our wins balanced it out. All right, so we'll have to see how we go. 2-hour intervals are probably going to be safer because we ended up opening a lot of trades, and probably maybe too many, you could argue. So we'll see how we go this week, and I'll speak to you guys soon.